I just got back from 2 weeks of vlogging through Spain with my family, and I actually brought three cameras with me: the DJI Osmo Action 6, the Insta360 X5, and the Insta360 Go Ultra. And as far as audio, I ended up choosing the DJI Mic 2. And by the end of the trip, I was more convinced than ever that this was the right call. Now, the DJI Mic 2 has been out for a while. The Mic Mini came out, more recently, and the Mic 3 is the newest of the bunch. So on paper, you think that I'd be reaching for the newest thing, but I didn't. And there are four specific reasons why. And the last reason kind of surprised me because it has nothing to do with audio quality or specs. Instead, it's about something a lot more practical and something that I feel like isn't really talked about very often. Now, the first reason why I reached for the DJI Mic 2 is onboard recording. I love the Mic Mini and I've been using it for a long time, but its biggest flaw is that it does not have onboard recording. So what that means is if something goes wrong, like the connection drops, the camera doesn't capture the audio properly, then there's no backup audio. The DJI Mic 2 records audio directly on the transmitter if you want it to, and that's my safety net. And on a trip like this, I'm in noisy plazas, busy markets, switching between cameras constantly. There are so many opportunities for audio to go sideways. And just knowing that I have that backup on the microphone gives me a genuine peace of mind. And here's where it got really useful. So on this trip, I decided to bring more than my action camera, which is always my go-to vlogging camera. I decided to try some different perspectives and styles by bringing the Insta360 X5 as well as the Insta360 Go Ultra. And the thing is, when you are connected via Bluetooth to a non-DJI camera, the audio quality can be noticeably suppressed. It's a known limitation. So what I would do instead is use the onboard recording on my primary audio source, which is the highest quality, cleanest recording, and then I would sync that up in post-production to replace the Bluetooth audio on my non-DJI cameras. This workflow would not be possible with the Mic Mini because it doesn't have onboard recording, but on the Mic 2 and even the Mic 3, that makes it seamless. So the newer DJI Mic 3 actually does solve the biggest problem I have with the Mic Mini, which is that it keeps the small form factor, but it adds onboard recording. So on paper, it sounds like this should be the winner, right? But here's the catch. Last month, I was at CES in Las Vegas, filming on the trade show floor with the DJI Mic 3, and while I love a lot of things about the Mic 3, one thing I'm not so wild about is the magnetic attachment. Now, in some ways, I can appreciate that it's versatile because I can flip the clip to different directions. So I can, reposition the microphone when it's clipped to me. But what I don't like is how easily it comes off. Like, to me, this should lock into place a lot more because I actually lost my transmitter because, I was wearing it, and at some point I wasn't even conscious of it, but it got separated. So I still had the clip on me, but I was missing the microphone. In contrast, if we look at the DJI Mic Mini or the Mic 2, the clip is permanent, like it doesn't detach. It just holds. And I find that it's actually my preferred way to use my microphones because typically when I'm out vlogging, I like to clip my microphone to the shoulder strap of my sling bag. And when I do that, I find that the mic does not move. Actually, I have a story about this trip to Spain. At one point, I was convinced that I had lost the mic. I checked every pocket, every compartment of my bag. We were actually at a market, and I told Martin, I was like, oh no, the mic is gone. So he ran off looking for it, retracing our steps. But it turns out that I'd accidentally left it clipped to the outside of my shoulder strap. And I'd walked around like that for nearly an hour. So for me, that kind of reliability, which is like a set it and forget it attachment, is worth more than the flexibility of a magnetic mount. Now, your priorities might be different, but for me, after losing one of these microphones at CES, I know which one I'm choosing. The third reason why I've been preferring the Mic 2 is a bit of a bonus feature. And I'll be honest, I didn't actually use it at all on this trip, but I appreciate that it's there. The DJI Mic 2 is the only transmitter in DJI's current lineup that has a 3.5mm wide lavalier microphone jack. And yes, one of the Mic 2's most cited disadvantages is its size. It's bigger and bulkier than the Mic Mini or the Mic 3. But that form factor is what allows for this port. So what does that mean practically? Well, it means that you can plug in a much smaller, lower profile wired lavalier microphone. And if I'm doing client work and I don't want the big DJI branding front and center on someone's lapel, I can use the Mic 2 as the transmitter and run a discrete wired lavalier to it instead. No other DJI transmitter right now gives you that option. And finally, this is the reason that surprised me, but it's the one that actually made the biggest decision for me in terms of choosing the Mic 2 for my trip to Spain. So here's the thing about the DJI Mic 2 that I don't think gets talked about enough. Both the transmitter and the receiver have USB-C ports, which means that you can charge them directly without needing to bring the case with you. So that means that I can use any USB-C cable that I already have in my bag, which I always bring for my phone, my cameras, and everything else. I mean, just look at the size difference here. This is the Mic 2 with the receiver, and this is the charging case. And for me, again, every little bit of space and weight mattered, so it was much more compact for me to stick this in my bag rather than bring the whole case. For the Mic Mini and the Mic 3, if you look at the transmitters closely, you don't have any USB-C ports on them, which again helps keep them small. You only have these charging contacts on the bottom, which means that they have to go into the charging case to charge. Or you might be able to buy a little charger separately, but that's adding to the cost. So that was just one more reason that I didn't really think of until I was actually packing my bag that made me reach for the Mic 2 over the newer Mic Mini and the Mic 3. So those are the main reasons why the DJI Mic 2 is still earning its place in my on-the-go travel vlogging kit. Now I want to be clear that the Mic Mini and the Mic 3, I still have them. There are still times when I might want to use them, like if I want an ultra-compact microphone transmitter, like these are definitely much smaller. But yeah, I'm surprised that for its age, the Mic 2 still has its place. Like it's not even discontinued, you can still buy it. And I feel like if you watch a lot of influencer or content creator videos, it's kind of trendy right now for people to hold the microphone. And I notice a lot of people are still using the Mic 2. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you've tried any of the newer DJI mics, if you like the Mic Mini, the Mic 3, or if you're still rocking the Mic 2. Let me know which microphone you've been preferring. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. And if you want to see my full travel vlogging kit of what I brought to Spain, I'll leave a full list below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.